Top of the morning out here in this morning walk. Before we go any further, it's the kids' B-Day. Smash that like button. That's all I need you to do. Smash that like button.
Hey yo, Eeze!
Man, what are we talking about today? Let's start with Freddie Gibbs and the Alchemist, Alfredo 2. After first listen, I like it. It's fire. Couple of points I like to make. Quality music, as we all know, is not an easy thing to do. But these two individuals have found a pocket. Their chemistry is elite. And I don't blame them for running it back, you know. First thing that jumps out to me is Freddie they have an uncanny ability to keep the tempos here, like very linear, but the music itself doesn't sound stale or get boring, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not easy to do. It's almost like, as I was listening to it, the first thing that came to my mind was like ghetto cinema, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's gritty, but the backdrop feels like a movie score in a sense. The mix is phenomenal. And guess who's on that? Guess who's been, well, we already know that. Oh, maybe you don't. Who's been mixing Alchemist's projects for quite some time? Eddie Sancho, D&D Studios, DJ Premier. Yeah, that guy, that legend, that icon. Yes. Consistent throughout. I think mastering was done by Joe Laporta. He's been working with Alchemist as well. When you're dealing with cinematic sounds, you need a consistent, top-notch engineer in that seat, making sure that your beats and your songs end up being exactly what you want them to be. You can hear it in their music. The consistency, it doesn't waver. What else did I like? Alchemist's ability to flip samples. Sometimes you can listen to it and feel like he's not doing much, but I love the way when he samples, especially when he's in this bag using drums. How can I put it? He never loses the integrity of the sample, even when he chops it up or flips it and loops it, whichever way he likes to approach it. The original sample always has, the integrity is always present in a sample flip, but yet it's still original. Just go through the whole joint, and you can A and B it. If you know some of the samples, listen to it, and then listen to the way he chopped it. It's creative, but he doesn't take away from the original composers, what they were going after in a sense, right? I love that about Alchemist's sample flips on this album. If I could change something, it would probably be some of Freddie Gibbs' content in a sense. Sometimes it feels as though it gets repetitive. Now granted, I'm not talking about the flow, because someone's flow is their flow. I'm talking about some of the things that he speaks about, you know, like, because we know he's a very an in-depth artist, you know what I'm saying? So he can speak about much more than he does, but with that being said, he has projects where he does go a little, gets a little bit more in depth. So maybe he should have that grace to do what he wants to do on Alfredo, right? But I just feel like when you start mentioning folks over there, Griselda, repeatedly, it's almost like that beef or disagreement or lack of agreement is on a loop, and it keeps going on and on and on and on. Your music is too fire to even be addressing this stuff at this point. I don't know if it's a bruised ego, hurt ego, not wanting to let it go, but you putting out fire music, man. You don't need that. Now, once again, he's a grown man. Can't tell him what to do, but I'm just giving my 2 cents after first listen, what I gathered from that. Also, sometimes when I listen, well, I felt this way in the past, you know, in this project in particular. I mentioned before how their music is linear. Sometimes it feels like I'm one of the guys that likes to go on an emotional roller coaster when I listen to a project. I didn't feel that way with this. It's dope music, dope beats and rhymes, sample flips, A1 mixing. The chemistry is there, a variety of different sounds and textures, but that push-pull, like the tension that you get from a writer, things that they've been through and the roller coaster, the emotional roller coaster. I didn't really get that from this project, but it's only one listen. But you can typically feel what jumps out at you. He has the one-liners or two-liners that are maybe will check that box, but for the most part, I didn't walk away feeling that way. Now, granted, first listen, I'm definitely gonna run it back. And I was reading some comments, and people were saying how this is the album of the year, and we gotta stop that too. That's a whole nother discussion, but please, ladies and gentlemen, when an album be out for 5 or 6 hours, and we know it's your favorite artist, that's fine. But to name an album of the year, let's relax a little bit. So what's your favorite 3 tracks on Alfredo 2? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree? Let me know in the comment section. Smash that like button, man. Smash the like button. Raekwon the Chef was recently on Nightcap with Shannon, Sharpe, and Chad Ochocinco, Chad Johnson. And he had some things to say about hip-hop and what we call hip-hop. I agree with him, and it feels like we've been having this discussion for quite some time, right? A lot of us, like, there's traditional hip-hop. Like, there's no way that boom bap should be in the same breath as someone like, I don't know, PM Dawn. Fire music, but it's 2 different approaches, 2 different sounds. And to hear him speak about that, it's just a reminder of how long these discussions or these debates or the lack of clarity has been taking place. And he used Post Malone as an example, and he's right. Post Malone may have come in the game on some melodic joint, collabing with hip-hop stars and artists. He's removed himself from that genre. Think about it in totality. Raekwon is right. Jack Boys and the Clips should not be in the same breath. What Travis Scott brings to the game is something unique. It is. From what I hear, it's a great live experience. I'm not the biggest fan of his music, but I appreciate the fact that he brings something different. But you can't put him in the same breath as someone who really spits 16s like for a living, beats and rhymes. That's just my estimation of it. But will it change? Nah, because a lot of people don't want to be put into subgenres. What I mean, you have hip hop heads who don't want to be deemed to be alternative. For whatever reason, when you hear terms like that, people feel as though that you're isolating them away from what's going on. But that's not the truth. That's just the sound that you're putting out. And there's nothing wrong with that. And I think that's it highlights itself when you even look at some of, like, even the Grammys in the past, some of these nominations they used to have for hip hop and collaborations, and you're like, what? How is this record nominated and how are they falling in this genre? Because there's no delineation. Sometimes we fought for inclusion for so long to where we as ourselves didn't figure out what the end goal is, and we're still trying to figure that out. But I agree once again with Raekwon that there should be different sectors or genres or subsets or subgenres when we talk about hip hop, because it's evolved, it's grown, and we should give it that space to grow, right? I'm gonna say it again, Travis Scott and the Clips should not be in the same breath. If Pharrell and NERD is dropping an album, there's no reason why we should be throwing that in the same category or atmosphere or realm as Little Brother. Pharrell is hip hop, but that doesn't mean that the music that he's making with that group is hip hop. That's just my take on it, man. I'm about to finish up this walk and get this day started, man. God is the greatest. Another B-day on the planet, another day to make history. I appreciate you all out there for supporting the channel, showing love, organic growth. I'm appreciative. It's your man Eeze, the Eeze Experience. Go get yours. Yeah.